Hello. Welcome back to the north. So water change day for the Oscar room. And we are about to get underway. Just trying to get myself in the channel over here. Interesting. There we go. I think it's just because we're getting started. So, bear with me. Now I can watch the chat here on the tablet. Stream seems to be lagging. See if we can prop that a bit. Oh, great. Oh boy. See, this is why I hate doing freaking live streams. Absolutely doesn't like me. This should work no problem. Lots of signal. Shouldn't be issues. Don't even know if it's recording. Don't even know if it's recording. Okay, looks like it is. So, let's turn this volume down. Oscar setup needs water change. Oscar setup currently includes 275s, 260-gallon barrels, and a 110 to 112-gallon tank around the corner. Probably 110 because I got it a little bit down. It's not all the way to the top. Nice little rimless. And really, the whole water change is pretty simple because I can do it all through the barrels. And we'll show you how that works as we go through here. Again, this thing is just not staying connected. I'm going to reboot the whole tablet at this point. It's probably the tablet. Everything off. Hopefully the stream's fine. I think it is. And we'll just get a little live streaming in. Like I said, cameras are in the future, but I don't have them right now. Using phones and tablets doesn't cut the mustard. So we have the drainage pump in place. What I'll do first is I will shut off, well, first I'll unplug the barrel heaters. They are now unplugged. I've also just got a new sump. Got a new sump pump. This is to connect this 65 gallon into the system. It'll bring it up to about 450 gallons, roughly, of continuous flow. And I'm building another one of these ratchet-looking overflows. I just got to get this measured and cut in here. I also got to clean it up because it's dirty. It's been laying around the basement for years. And then this will come up just like the other one does, and then flow down into the barrels. So I'll take water from the barrels and send it back into the barrels, which is exactly what the 110 is doing, 112. We'll get that one linked in. So we also picked up a heater controller to install for this this tank as well. I want everything on heater controllers eventually, but I wait until they're on sale. They often go on sale like nearly 50% off. So it's better to pay 30 bucks than pay 60 bucks. And so when they're 30 bucks, it's limit one per customer buy. So I'll buy one every now and then when they show up, and I just wait it out. Because I have to be frugal, but I need the things I need. So we're gonna get this underway here. I don't have to shut down anything on these systems. I'll start draining. This tank will drain as I drain the barrels. And when I see this one get low enough, I'll disconnect it. Can continue draining out both the barrels. The bottom tank and 2 barrels will be drained, then I'll just start filling it through the 1 barrel, and all 3 again will fill up. Once this fills up, I can turn the tap off, re-engage all the sumps, and everybody's back in business. And that will be somewhere in the neighborhood of a little better than a 50% water change when I'm done. And because this whole system is pretty fresh, it's pretty new. It's only been like the latest tank's only been here a couple weeks. These tanks have been running a little more than a month. So I gotta keep up with my water changes because it's just not fully seasoned and cycled yet. That for a system with this much water, it should take a very long time. Although it's doing very well, everything looks very nice. I still have probably high phosphates because I get a lot of algae in this particular tank here. There's a lot more fish in that tank too. This tank gets pretty dirty. Well, I'm getting algae in any tank I leave the lights on, so the water change is kind of essential. So we're going to engage the drainage sump now. I'm going to plug it in. Get that underway. Oh, and before, damn spiders. God. Oh. Text. I gotta watch out because I ordered a filter and Amazon sent me a broken one, so they're coming to get it. I gotta keep the old phone handy. Okay, engaging. First, I gotta actually disengage the 112 from the system. The way I do that is I just pick the cutoff valve on the sun. It's in between the two, and now there's no water coming in or out. Then I unplug the power for the sun, which is a stick plug. That's probably the thing. Sun disengaged. Now I'm going to pump the water out of the main first barrel where everything, all the magic starts happening. And that water is now on the way out. Heaters are disconnected. 112 disconnected. We're still going to have water overflowing down here, but it'll stop shortly. So everything's still engaged. And here's the lower tank. Right now we got the water coming in there, and it goes in there probably. It should be somewhere around 400 to 500 gallons an hour. That'll start easing off real soon as the pressure is getting relieved from barrel number 1. Normal water is going to fall into the blue barrel, which is barrel number 2, and that will very quickly begin to come to a halt. We will also see the water level drop. Actually, we'll probably see the water level kind of drop first, because a little bit of both. Because we're pumping water out of the barrels at 800 and something gallons per hour, and we're pumping water up at 460 gallons per hour. So there's going to be a bit of lag time on the drop, this stopping because of that, but not by much. We'll see the water come down before that quits. I think we're starting to see a water drop now. It's going to try and keep the top tank full, which is keeping the 400 gallons going down this pipe for the time being. But it's coming out at 800 at twice the rate. So we're going to start to see this one. It is already dropping. It's already down about an inch. When this one comes down to where I want it, I'll disconnect that sump, and then this whole barrel thing stops circulating at that point, and then I just continue to drain the two barrels. And when it comes to fill time, I just have to put the fill hose in the brown barrel and start filling. Keep an eye on the temperature until both barrels in this bottom tank are right full. Once this tank gets right full, I stop the tap, I re-engage the sumps, and we're back in business. And that's how we do a water change on the ostrich setup. We'll go around the corner here and have a look at what's going on with the big tank, which is going to drain down, and it has. As you can see, it's drained down. It has come down until the weir stopped it from draining. And that's it. It's done now. It'll just halt there and wait. Everything's still running fine. No issues. I keep bumping into that UV. As long as they don't bump into the weir, we're good. So far I've been lucky. Hasn't been a problem. So we're gonna get them all freshened up though. I love this tank. It's absolutely beautiful. It's freaking huge. Stand back just to get it in the frame. Still a lot of work to do down here. Got a computer to bring down and set up, and manage some old junk I got down here. Move it around, throw some out, make some space. And the drain continues around the corner. You know, we're going to get a computer set up. We're going to get proper cameras going, something with permanent cameras pointing on all the major tanks. I am strongly considering a flower horn fish for this tank. That's definitely on the brain. I don't want any flower horn. I want like a gorgeous, colorful one. Probably going to cost some money, but I'm really kind of want one of those in there. I think that's a perfect size tank. How's a flower horn? Maybe a peacock cichlid to keep it company, keep it socialized. Something tough that can defend itself. Doesn't cost too much. Could just throw it in with the Oscar too, but I'm sure it'll be small when it shows up. So we will see. As you can see here now, we've still got some pretty good drainage going, and the inflow has been almost stopped. Let's go have a look at the barrels. What's going on down there? Can we even see? No, I can't even see. Let's see if it probably won't let me turn on the light. Okay, it's still pretty full in there right now. That's because it's still pumping water out of the lower 75 gallon up into the upper 75 gallon. And I don't want to unplug that until we get just above that heater there. So we have to keep an eye on this. As you can see, water levels being maintained up here. If I ever had a breach in the system here, it'd be the same thing. This tank would just drain. That's why I've got the something raised, and I'm gonna put plants down here and make it like a community tank. Probably just standard cichlids, you know, and a bunch of plants, non-plant eating cichlids. Some variety that can live at 76, 77 degrees. I'll put down there. But could also just hang on to it for a breeding tank, which is probably what I should do. But we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. This tank over here will not be connected. Again, I want this tank for Discus. It's a beautiful tank for Discus. And that's what it's going to be. Well, let's get the camera back in the holder. Make sure we're all pointing in a good direction. Giving everybody a nice view. Full one. Can't see that right now. Well, hopefully you're still getting me on the old screen. So, you got your other tablet in there and just connect to the other internet. Flip them up. There we go. That one's working better. Okay. Good enough for now. We're gonna leave the camera alone. Just work. Yeah, we're still mostly full in that barrel because this lower tank is draining. I'm not sure if you can still see it, but it's half drained. We'll let that continue. And I'll be right back. So, I'm back and we're almost down to the, yeah, we're pretty much at the, I'm gonna cut off the upper sump. So now this tank will drain down about an inch into the lower tank. And all sumps are disengaged. There's no more interconnection between any of the tanks. All the tanks containing fish and that are planned to contain fish are still full, or close to it. And now the barrels will be completely drained. The lower tank is probably going to be about 60% drained. And then we're going to fill it right up, all those three back up, re-engage the sumps. That's it, it's that simple. I do have to re-engage, probably going to have to re-engage the siphon on the flow system for the 112. That's fine, doesn't bother me. The alternative is like those overhang boxes, and they're very expensive. Although I found some for like $70 that I might go for. I need two of them. That's, you know, just another $150 I don't have right now, and probably invest in them anyway, but not yet. I'm doing fine with these things I'm making, so. Unless these become a problem, I'm probably not going to change gears, and they haven't been a problem. They've been running just fine. We've still got some residual overflow going on here. Leaking out. It's even happening from the blue barrel a bit, just a little bit of leakage. So, we are in business. Things are on the way. Keeping them on the way. She's package guy from the phone. Yeah, so the newer Sunsun I ordered there, the newer design, don't buy it because the thing didn't last 2 months. Now I'm ordering the JP01 again. Those things are pretty solid, and it'll be here. Actually, they just bumped up my delivery time. Should be here in about an hour or two. I would have had it yesterday, but they sent me a broken one. And we're gonna remedy that situation today as well. It's definitely a lengthy water change, but it's really not labor intensive. You know, I just drain from one barrel and I fill from one barrel. Plug a couple things. That's it. That's all she wrote. It's pretty simple. I did the gravel vac last night, which murked up the system a bit, and I decided to just let the murky water flow through everybody, because that's going to help feed beneficial bacteria and spread things around. That's exactly what I did. I left it overnight. The water looks beautiful and clear, but when I look at my bubbles on the top, you can see the TDS has gone up. So we're going to solve that right now. I don't want to feed that algae too much. And once we get the system back up, I'm good for this whole thing is autopilot for like a week. I just feed them every couple days, no problem. Feed the little guys every day. The bigger ones, I'm not feeding them well, actually I feed them every day, and then every third day I skip a day. I guess that's probably the better way to put it. But I don't give them meat every day. No, they just don't, that's too much, they don't need it. They're not discus, and there's no need to overfeed your oysters at all. They'll grow no matter what, you just gotta make sure they get enough, so the bone structures turn out okay. I've seen a lot of oysters that weren't getting enough, and they end up with like really dented heads and indented gill plates. I don't know if that's genes, but I think that's what these fish look like when you don't feed them right. They get a dented forehead and indented side gill plates. I don't see babies that look like that. I only see adults that look like that. So I think it's neglect that makes an oyster look like that. Well, I could be wrong. But I have a hunch that if they look like they got a big step in their forehead, somewhere along the way they weren't fed enough. Sometimes it's the fish's fault, like this lemon. She's blind or something. She doesn't see the food right away, and everybody else eats it first. So annoying. Should be getting down on this first barrel. Yeah, it's pretty down there. Let's get a flashlight on it. Yeah, it's fine. It's on the move. That's on the move. And there we go. Now we just have to drain out. Barrel number 2. We can actually start filling barrel number 1. There you go, barrel number 1. Being filled, prime's being added. Putting 100 gallons worth of prime in it. I'm also going to put 100 gallons worth of prime in this 75. And when I start filling, when I start my fill, I will also put another probably 100 gallons worth of prime in that blue barrel. So the whole system will have way more prime than it needs. Before I re-engage it with the rest of the system, like the shutdown half of it is being fully primed. Prime takes about 7 to 10 minutes to do its thing, to dechlorinate the water, as long as you got like circulation happening, which I do. Yeah, which I will. So once this this tank fills up over here, the water comes in from the far end. It's all going to have all the prime it needs. So, and then I just re-engage it, and everybody's fine. Just gotta make sure the prime has been in there for more than 10 minutes, swirling around, breaking shit down when it comes into contact. And that there's more prime than the water I'm adding, which I'm definitely doing. So, and then once it's got that 7 to 10 minutes, you're safe to just re-engage and mix it in with the other system. And I'm mixing prime the whole time I'm filling, so it really has a long time to mix before I re-engage. I don't know if I'd be this brave with the discus, but it really doesn't matter what fish it is, so. It's not really brave. I'm definitely using enough, and I definitely wait long enough before I tap it back into the tanks. And then it all just mixes together over the course of probably about 20 minutes, the whole. Within an hour for sure, the whole system has sent water through itself a couple times. Probably 3 times. I should check the chat, have a look for a bit. Don't really expect anyone's. Well, we've had some likes. Thank you for those. Of course. I just can't see the live chat on this tablet. I don't know why it's giving me a hard time, but it is. I probably have to reset my router. Try it on my phone. Please drop the damn tablet. Well, dropping it helps. Let's see the live chat thing. Whatever. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Ball Python. Hello, only Oscars. I didn't even notice anyone until right now because this tablet was lagging. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you can hear me. We're both draining and filling, getting the Oscar set up, cleaned up for the week. They're all doing great. Soon I'm going to have this 65 on the right linked in as well. Bring the whole continuous flow centralized system thing up to 450 plus gallons. And that should keep everybody real happy. Probably should put the camera back on the other side with the pretty tank, but this is where all the magic happens with the water change in this room. So. I'm going to have to get one of these StreamYard things going. Once I set up the basement a little better, I'm going to get some of those going and invite people in for chit chats and questions and just talk about whatever they want. Do a laid back setup. Things will get that way as winter comes in and, you know, we're all stuck in the house. I'll shift into that mode. Look, see. That, oh yeah, this drain's doing good. Doing good. As long as it's still the edge of this fill, which it is. And it should. And bring that right down. And we'll get some prime in there and wait for the. Wait till I gotta check the temperature. See what's going on now in this barrel. take a few seconds for that to catch up. Looks looking full. It's looking cold, so we need a little more heat. Try that for a bit. Wasn't too far off, but the groundwater started to get colder, so where I'm used to putting the taps isn't going to change. I'm only down by 3 degrees right now. I'm only up by 3, so I just brought it up. We'll be okay. About to unplug the pump because we're just about drained. And the first barrel is about 40% full. It's a little slow because I got filters on my tap water. Drive down my pH. Works real good too, and they're RV filters. You don't have to go out and buy RO and wastewater and all. Just get these RV block filters for your campers. Works like a charm. My pH is 8 point, like, I don't even know how high it is because it maxes out 8 point off the charts. I put these RV filters on. I got 3 of them in series. Comes out of my tap around 7.2 and settles out around 6.4 in my tanks, which is absolutely perfect for South American cichlids. And we're done with the drain. My draining thing, it's just an 830 gallon per hour sump hooked up to a garden hose. Gets the job done. This is the new weir and drain setup. Basically a carbon copy of what I did already, with just stuff I have laying around again to save money. I've got to adjust the height of this, make it fit in there. It needs to be cut, and then everything glued together. And I have the a sump to throw in the barrels to send water up into that tank. Trick is, do I have enough hose? I'm not sure. I'll find out while I do it. Might get into that tonight, and then we'll be rocking the world down here. Eventually I'll buy proper overflow boxes, but they're very expensive. So I gotta do things on the cheap for now. Oh shit, did mine didn't fall in at least. Yeah, it's going up now, slowly. We're good. We're good, so we're going to put some prime in this barrel. Make sure everything stays nice and mixed. I'm actually going to put one in here, and then I'm going to put the next one back in the brown barrel after this barrel is mostly full. That'll keep me in good shape. You want the RV filters? You want to see that? Yeah, I'll show you what I'm doing with that. So you're gonna have to pardon the mess over here with my sink because it's an old basement. But okay, this is a 20 micron RV filter. You use it for your campers to keep your water clean. It makes your water drinking quality. 20 microns. These things cost like $5-6 each. Okay. Then this cost me a little bit more. It's the same idea. It links into hose, just garden hose, and it's got a 5 micron, and then in here it's a charcoal block filter, and then it goes out into my garden hose. Those three combined, this unit here costs about $100 Canadian. I spent less than $120 on filtration, on my filtration system, and I went from a situation where my water was killing fish eggs to I have no problems. The discus eggs live, hatch, everything. Now my problem is that the parents need to figure out how to parent. All blurry for some reason. There we go. So yeah, but one hurdle at a time. And but yeah, those RV filters definitely the way to do it. Way cheap, and you replace the little filters inside. They're dirt cheap to replace. Every 6 to 8 months you replace them. So it's that's how I'm going to keep doing it because it's working. It's working really well, and I don't have to waste water. If you run RO, you throw out like 98% of the water that you're collecting gets thrown down the drain. You're only keeping like 2% of the water that you. So if you're paying a water bill on RO, you're getting robbed because you don't need to do that. And secondly, if you're not paying the water bill, someone else is, like your landlord, and he won't be very happy with you, or she, costing him hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month. That's what it'd be in my city. So either way, I'd rather not. I just don't like being wasteful. And these filters keep my discus going. They'll keep anything going. So we're about 4 inches before it starts overflowing in the barrel number 2. And that'll fill up, overflow into the lower tank. And that's it. I really just have to sit here and keep an eye on temperatures. It's not very laborious system for how much water I got going on. See, now I got to bring my temperature down a bit because I'm actually right where I want to be, which means it's too warm. So we're going to notch it down a tad. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Oh, what's happening with my phone? Okay. The YouTube notification. Got this delivery guy coming, so I gotta keep my eyes open. Got 2 of them coming. Apple Snail looks hungry. I'm gonna have to give him some lettuce later. I got some nice romaine lettuce upstairs for him. Yep. I'm slowly getting that blue barrel full of pot scrubbies. Yeah, RO's water is just a big old waste of time and money. It's just another one of those things that the hobby talks about a lot about, that Doesn't, you don't need to do. You just don't. I got the worst water you could hope for. Chloramine and everything in my water. And those things handle me up, they fix me up just fine. All my problems went away after I deployed those. Because I was having lots of problems. I was getting fish deaths and shit because my tap water's so bad. And now my fish are as happy as it gets. $100 solution. Only drawback is it slows down your fill time because you got to force the water through the block filters, right? So it definitely slows down your fill times, but I don't care. Time's something I have, so it doesn't bother me. Almost there. Yeah. If you're using RO, try this out because it'll really cut back on your water bill. Hugely cut back on your water bill, and it's dirt cheap. Even just to experiment with it, it's dirt cheap, and the money you'll save alone is if you're already doing RO, priceless. Probably save you a couple $1,000s a year. It would in my city. Hello, Mr. Greg. No, stop whining, okay? No. You're acknowledged. I'm actually gonna move the hose. I don't have to, but I'm gonna. Just because it'll distribute the prime better. And I can watch it here now, the temperature. Now the first barrel is just going to sit still, the prime's going to do its job. The second barrel's got plenty of prime in it, so that'll mix right now with the flow of the water. And then the tank, the 75 gallon also has ample prime in it, so I'll move the hose over there as well when the blue barrel fills. When the blue barrel's full, I will kick in. No, I'll wait till the tank's almost full, then I'll kick in the 110 just before I kick in the other one. And my Oscars will be happy for, another, probably about 5 days. I'll do it again. Eventually, I'm going to get to a point where I can actually wait a good long while because there'll be so much water, so many different filters cooperating with each other. All the tanks will be helping filter the other tanks. So, and it's probably going to be a 2-week system, I think, down the road. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on it. Like I said, when I see my bubbles lasting, that's when I do my water change. The water looks pristine. The test kit says no issues, but I see bubbles, and that means water change. You don't even have to use your test kits if you watch your bubbles. They should be popping almost immediately. And if you got some that are hanging around for 5 or 6 seconds, it's time for water change. It's that simple. The Discus tank can go like a week without the bubbles going crazy, but I still do it every 4 days because the Discus. But these are Oscars, and the way I'm doing things is I hope to reduce my overall workload by linking all the tanks together, and I just think it's going to do that, and it's going to give them a better life because they get nice fresh water from a large volume. They're growing fast. My fish are definitely growing fast. I've been comparing them to other Oscars on other channels. Not that I'm in a race or anything. I'm just trying to see, standard tank, standard fish keeper, standard filters. How fast does their Oscar grow? And then 400 and plus gallons of continuous flow. How fast are my Oscars growing? And I definitely see a difference. Gotta be the center of attention. Kitty. Leave me alone. No, I'm moving. Go. The fat's a little high right now. Oh, we're going to bring temperature down more. Doesn't matter if I'm a couple degrees up or a couple degrees down because there's so much water left in the system that once they all mix, it's gonna they'll probably be off by half a degree, one way or the other. The fish won't even notice. The only thing the fish notice when I do a water change on this system is that the air all of a sudden gets cleaner. They're sitting there happy as can be. They're not sitting in 2-3 inches of water stressed out. Both tanks just humming along. Fish think nothing's changed. No stress. I like it. I originally wanted to do this with the discus, but then I realized it's just it's a cool idea for all the other fish, but it's not a cool idea for discus. The water needs too much attention, and if you got a high volume like this, you're just creating yourself a little piece of hell. But for Oscars, this is the freaking bomb. This is the way to do it. So. And like I don't know if you were here earlier when I mentioned it, but I'm thinking of getting a flower horn for that tank on the right. I'm really thinking of it. And I want a nice one. I don't want just some rinky-dink flower horn. I want my pet shop can get a line on some like high dollar ones that are just exquisite color-wise. They have an example of one in their store. Actually, if you check Big Al's Ottawa Facebook page, there's a picture of the flower horn they have on display that they won't sell, because I tried. But I want one like that. This is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. In that tank right there, I think, why not? Once it's big enough, you could actually, I've seen people keep them with the Oscars. I think I'm gonna raise it with a parrotfish so it's used to other cichlids. And parrotfish are tough, so they can fight back. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might mix it with like, the biggest Oscars I got when he's way smaller than them to see if he can adapt. And if it turns into a battle royale, I'll just put him back in that tank there. But it'd be nice to see, two big Oscars and a flower horn in a tank. That'd be kind of attractive. I don't know if it'll work out. I really don't. It probably won't, and he'll live alone in that 65. But that 65 is more than enough for a flower horn. More than enough. It's 4 foot long, 24-inch tall. That's everything they need, the height and length for one fish. And their bodies are short, so his turning around is not even an issue in that tank, even though it's not very deep once back, but it's not an issue. Temperature's coming, it's still driving up, but it takes a while to get through the hose, so I'm just gonna wait that out. No higher, no lower. Yeah, now it's dropping on its own. Recycling down. Yeah, I had flower horns with the high silk. Foamy like bubbles. Yeah. I'll show you the top of what mine's looking like right now before the new water gets in. I see this. I changed my water. See, it's not horrible, but they're not popping right away. I'm starting to hang around. I'm starting to see more like micro bubbles than I want to see, that sort of thing. Totally safe water right now, but that shows you it's on the way. And that's just where I still don't have to waste money on chemicals. I hate buying test kits, so I buy the tags. They'll tell me if I have an emergency, like a crash. Because first you'll see the pH swing, and then you'll see an ammonia spike. But normally your bubbles will go long before that happens. So between the two of these, I never have to spend money on chemicals. Well, once a year I buy new tags. They last longer than a year. It's really not that bad. I guess I'm not talking much. Keep talking. We're 60% full on the big bluebell. Water temperature is perfect at the moment. Might have to bump it up in a bit. Oh, look at that. Pinching really slow down. Wonder why that sticks so bad long. Well, you know what? I'm just not chatting enough. Probably boring crap out of anyone who might still be watching. I'm going to end the live stream here because it's just a matter of throwing tanks and turning back on. But I will make a short video after everything's run for an hour so you can see how pretty it all looks. Thank you all for joining me. And we'll catch you in the next one.